What is going on, guys? Jesse here from Sledaddicz. We're in beautiful Cochrane, Ontario, and today I'm going to give you some initial impressions on this 2025 Skidoo MXZ XRS 850 Turbo R competition package. Let's get into it.
Sledaddicz is brought to you by Team Vincent Motorsports, Bergstrom Carbides, Ledger Performance, Ultimax Belts, Stud Boy Studs, and Radio World.
So I've put just over 500 kilometers on this sled, and wow, what can I say? I absolutely love it. There's a bunch of stuff on this new competition package that I didn't know what it would be like, and so I wanted to get some time to put some kilometers on it before I did this video. So first off, the engine. So what I noticed off the bat was the sled felt peppier and snappier, I guess. What causes that? Is that the motor? Is it the fact that I have pretty aggressive studs? Not sure. What I can say is, going back to a regular 850, I rode a buddy's 25 XRS 850, so exactly like this, but not comp turbo. And I noticed right away, I felt like the regular 850 was a little more linear. This is a little jumpy until you get used to it. And where the regular 850 kind of like plateaus over 100 and slowly speeds up, but there's no real power there, this sled keeps going. So in terms of max speed, the sled's still in break-in. I have like 10% break-in left. Max speed I saw out of it was 184 kilometers an hour. I assume it'll probably get a bit faster as it breaks in. But to be honest, that's not what I was looking for. I don't really care as much about top speed. For me, it's corner-to-corner hole shot and what your grunt is from not moving or from starting. So super impressed with this motor. I did my first ride. I did about 150 kilometers and burnt a full half tank of the ice fluid, and then I filled it, and the next ride I did another 200k and hardly burnt any. So it really depends on temperatures, and I assume during break-in it uses a little bit more ice than it would normally. In terms of suspension, I absolutely love it. I've always loved the XRS suspension, but with the Kashima coated shocks up front, this sled is super beefy with the Pro 40s. It soaks up everything. Right now I'm in medium stiffness on compression, or medium compression, and everything I throw at it, this sled soaks up. So that right off the bat is impressive, and it was not a surprise for me because that's what I expected with buying an XRS, and especially with buying the competition package. There's Mike in front of me. He's recording he's recording his initial thoughts video on the backcountry. On top of that, in terms of the Raz RX front end and the Pilot RX skis, I can't say I notice a huge difference yet. The sled handles pretty well around the corners. It's still a little bit nervous. It can still lift the skis a little bit. At this point, I can't really tell you guys definitively that it's like night and day difference because I don't notice it yet. Again, we have been riding on mostly hard packed trails with minimal snow on top, and what I was told is where this front suspension, especially the skis, shine is in some of the softer conditions. So when there's a good amount of snow on top of the trail and it's a little bit sloppy, that's when the new ski shines. What I can say, as I said, the motor is epic. The sled rides super smooth. Suspension I've always been happy with. Got my Garmin running here showing me where we are, so we're on the A106C. I'm looking forward to putting some more kilometers on this sled. Hopefully in the next few days we'll pass 1,000 kilometers. In terms of the front end handling on this sled, I also have the Bergstrom triple point carbides installed, and those are handling great like always. Some nice bite in the corners, but the steering is still pretty light. On top of that, I'm still running the 1.5 PowerPoint Plus studs from Stud Boy, and those are giving me really good traction and braking. But yeah, that's what I was saying before. This sled will lift the skis no problem, and I don't know if it's the studs, if it's the power of the turbo, or if it's a little bit of both. But all I can say is this sled is definitely a ski dangler. The other thing that I've been super impressed with on this sled is the shot starter. So I haven't had a shot starter until this sled because I never had an 850 turbo. And wow. So you pull start it in the morning, and then literally I have never had to pull start it more than once in the day. And the crazy part is I could run the sled outside the hotel for 2 minutes, turn off the sled, and it will start with shot starter. So super impressed with that. It's cool because it doesn't actually crank. It's not an actual starter. It's just a capacitor that starts the sled. So it sounds like, here, I'll pull over and show it to you. Well, sled's off right now. Just like nothing. So that's awesome. Honestly, I kind of like having a pull cord back on my skidoo. You never know what could happen. I've been pretty lucky. I've never really had an issue where the electric start has failed me and I've had to use the recoil that skidoo gives. But it's nice to know that you have a pull start in case something happens. And yeah, like all the Polaris sleds we own have come with pull start over the years, and they all have electric start. But the electric start on the Polarises, I've found in my experience, have failed quite frequently. So I do use the pull cord, but on the skidoos it's been rare. But having said that, it's always nice to have it. Anyways, we're just pulling back into town here in Cochrane. As you can see, it's kind of a mixed bag. There's some good sections, there's some okay sections, and there's some pretty crummy sections. Obviously by the road it's a little bit snurty and some rocks, but see, the trail's fine again. What else can I tell you about this sled? Not a whole lot, guys. It's very similar to what I had last year. It's just obviously the competition package with the turbo. I am very impressed with the suspension package. Personally, I liked Smart Shocks, but they weren't for me. For me, I found they took a little bit of the fun out of the ride, because the whole point of Smart Shocks is to keep you planted, and that's exactly what they did. So back there, when there were a couple of hills, I can hit the throttle and lift the skis on this sled like nothing, and I couldn't do that with Smart Shocks. It like kept me planted. So yeah, that's kind of why I changed, because I know the competition package did come with the option to get Smart Shocks this year, and I was like, nope, regular shocks it is for me. And I don't regret the decision at all. The gauge is working good. I haven't played a lot with BRP Go yet, because we've been doing a lot of trail work up here, and I've just been running my Garmin. But I'm gonna hopefully get on that in a little bit. I can show you guys here. The trails do turn on, or the maps does turn on, but I don't have any of the trails, because for OFSC in Ontario, you need to actually have it connected to your phone for it to work. But you can see there, that's just showing my outline of the ride I did today. So that's the little loop I did. But yeah, I won't show you the trails unless your phone is plugged in, because you need internet connection to update trail status here in Ontario. Just going back to the gauge. And yeah, guys, so thank you for watching this video. Let me know what you think. If you have a competition 850 or you had one last year, curious to know your thoughts long term on it, how the engine performs after break-in, any difference in power between when you're in break-in versus afterwards. Be curious to hear your thoughts, and we always like the input. Let me know what you want from us in the future in terms of what content you'd like to see on this sled. And yeah, currently I'm recording this during Christmas, so even though you'll see this afterwards, I'm wishing you all a Merry Christmas, and we will see you in the next video. Take care, everyone.